The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Ryan Wilkes here with Director of Golf Randy Wylie, talking the women's golf spring schedule coming up in February 2025 here on the Eagles Sports Network. So, Coach, same on the men's side, you got some familiarity on this schedule, and you also got some new courses coming into the fold this year. How do you believe that helps these girls who are continuing to improve season to season?
Well, we've got a lot of returning players, so I think that's really going to help us with the courses that we are familiar with, which is most of the schedule really. Like one of the new tournaments is at Salisbury, but that's where we played conference last year. So it's really a course we know very well, even though it's a new tournament for us this year. It won't be a new golf course. But we've got plenty of experience, and I just feel like they had a good fall, a solid fall, and it's something to build on to have some great finishes as we come into the spring. We have a great schedule again, starting in Hilton Head, which the girls are really excited about, and we'll should be very competitive and have a chance to win some tournaments this spring.
So one of the trends that built throughout the fall is the girls were cutting down on the high numbers of high rounds. You saw a lot of low rounds in the fall. How do you continue to build off of that in terms of just being consistent with those low numbers?
Yeah, we have gotten to where we don't count, knock on wood, many scores in the 80s, which is pretty common in women's golf that your fourth score might be in the 80s. And we've been counting all rounds in the 70s almost every tournament round, which is fantastic. And that's really helped us to be better kind of at the back end of the lineup. And we could use some top finishes by some of the more experienced girls to challenge for some wins. But we just got to keep building it. They've gotten really good at short game. They've gotten really smart. Our freshmen last year aren't freshmen, and they're playing with experience now, and which is really fun to watch. And they've just kind of figured out how to score and keep their head in the game and manage themselves, even if they're not having the best day, to where they can still help the team.
So you talk about those returners, and you got some newcomers too. How have those returners been able to help those new girls coming in, especially with a course or with a schedule that is fairly familiar?
Yeah, it's great in practice rounds when, because that's when, as coaches, we do the most coaching is a practice round, really. That's our hardest coaching day of the week, because you're game planning the whole golf course for each individual player. Well, the girls who've played at a course a lot, they help coach, which is fantastic. So, they'll be like, hey, looking at their teammates saying, hey, the pin was over here and I hit it on this short side and that was really tough, so please play to this side of the hole. And that's something that, as coaches, you want to do, but if your team is also player-led, that shows – that's what every coach wants, really, is for your team to be smart enough to where the players are actually leading that conversation. You don't have to initiate that conversation every time. And we definitely have that on the team now.
So despite the schedule being familiar, what are some of the big challenges that come with playing a competitive schedule like this?
The challenge is just to play their game every day. I don't think anybody is intimidated or worried about the difficulty of the schedule, because we do have enough experience. So it's just kind of having your headspace stay kind of clear and just playing your game and not worrying about like what the other teams are doing. Just play your game plan. And I think we have the kind of team and experience now that we can do that and handle that.
Ryan Wilkes here with Director of Golf Randy Wylie before the women's Eagles golf team gets going in February here on the Eagles Sports Network.